A very good afternoon. You're watching the Big Lunch Hour with me, Akshatab. Well, first up, the Indian Air Force's new C-130J aircraft, one of 6 bought from the US 2 years ago, has crashed near Gwalior in Madhya Pradesh. The plane, also known as Super Hercules, had reportedly taken off from Agra in Uttar Pradesh and crashed 72 miles from Gwalior. There is no word on what led to the crash as of now, but the IAF has given out a statement confirming that yes, the C-130J has crashed. It took place near Gwalior in Madhya Pradesh. It is of course known as the Super Hercules. It had taken off from Agra in Uttar Pradesh and nearly 72 miles after crashed. This was near Gwalior, of course. It is called the Super Hercules and is considered one of the best aircrafts in India's Air Force. But of course, a tragedy taking place there. No word on whether, in fact, anyone has been injured, but it looks like as of now there have been no casualties from this crash. This is, of course, this crash took place near Gwalior in Madhya Pradesh. The plane had taken off from Agra, and soon after we saw this incident taking place. It was a newly acquired IAF aircraft, and of course it is used mainly for various purposes in the Indian Air Force. It is used mainly for transportation purposes by the IAF. It has led to the death of 5 defense personnel on board, is what we understand. In fact, this was a newly acquired aircraft of the Indian Air Force. So very, very tragic there, more than anything else, of course, that such an unfortunate incident took place. The aircraft had taken off from the Agra Air Base on a flying training mission and crashed in the Karauli district, about 72 miles from Gwalior. A court of inquiry has been ordered by the Indian Air Force into the incident. It was used, in fact, the Super Hercules was used in a major show of strength against China when its troops pitched tents in Ladakh's Daulat Beg Oldie sector in 2013. India also deployed the aircraft while assisting Malaysia in its search for the missing jet MH370. But what's absolutely unfortunate is that 5 personnel have died on board this particular flight. And of course, we have been seeing so many naval accidents take place, and now one in the Indian Air Force as well, with the Super Hercules crashing near Gwalior and it leading to 5 defense personnel being killed. Well, my colleague Verghese joins us over the phone line with more information. Verghese, we've seen so many naval tragedies, and now including the Super Hercules, now an incident taking place with 5 defense personnel killed. Give us the latest.
Well, what we know at present is that it is one of the most sophisticated systems that the IAF has been handling, and that it was actually on a routine mission from Gwalior, and it crashed 72 miles away from the takeoff point. This is a very important plane for the Indian Air Force. It is a part of the heavy lift duty planes, and there are around 6 in the Air Force, and this one has crashed. It was also one of those aircraft that was in fact used for searching for the missing MH370. That is what at present the Air Force officials are saying. So it is a very important aircraft that has gone out from, that has crashed in fact, and it is a big loss for the Air Force as well, Akshata.
Right, Verghese, as of now, of course, we do know that the IAF has ordered for a court of inquiry, but what is the basic suspicion? What led to this crash?
Well, there are several angles that has been probed into the matter. One, they are looking at whether there was a systems failure, or whether since it's a propeller driven engine, was there any problems with the propellers. So these are some of the assumptions that at present they are looking into. But they are also looking at pilot error, and also loss of height from loss of height, sudden loss of height. In fact, that is what they've been suggesting. And at present, we won't know the things unless there is a proper inquiry into it. But these are some of the suspicions that have come out from the Air Force, Akshita.
Right, Varghese. Also, of course, we have seen so many such incidents take place, but this was with regard to naval tragedies, submarine tragedies. But with this latest one, there's going to be a whole question mark on all the defense equipment that we do have.
Well, there have been a lot of questions regarding this matter, especially with regards to expensive equipment that we have been importing from the West and also from Russia. And the handling of these, on the maintenance of these important equipments have always come under scanner now. Now, this will be especially this particular plane was in fact inducted from the U.S. and it has got a spotless record in other air forces around the world. This will be, and it is also very new equipment in the Indian Air Force, and the crashing of such important equipment would in fact raise a lot of questions. In fact, it is not an aged equipment. It is not something that has been used in war, that has wear and tear on it. So it is quite interesting to note how a new plane like this crashed, Akshita.
Right, Varghese, thank you so much for joining us with all that information. But of course, yet another defense tragedy, this time around the Super Hercules, an aircraft which was a reason for a lot of pride for India, crashing there 72 miles west of Gwalior. And we do understand that 5 defense personnel have been killed. As of now, it's only speculation on what led to the crash. A court of inquiry has been ordered by the IAF, which went on to confirm the incident.